The Premier League is back. Tottenham are back. Our first game in about 3 weeks. It feels like forever since we saw Tottenham play. Last time out, it was a disappointing result against Nottingham Forest. But since then, Igor Tudor has been sacked and Roberto De Zerbi is now the Tottenham head coach. He's done his press conference today and he says literally the most important thing is getting the results over the line and staying in the Premier League. Our fan base this season has been starved of watching any attractive football. The best chance we've got of that this season is watching Roberto De Zerbi, where we hit with more bad news yesterday that Mohammed Kudus is likely to miss the remainder of the season. It has been confirmed by the club. Not only that, he probably will miss most of, if not the whole of the World Cup for Ghana. So it feels like there's bad news left, right and centre at the moment. Talking about Spurs, but we have, after all, got a huge game against Sunderland. Andy Robertson, again, has been heavily linked with a move to Spurs. I'll be honest, we'll get onto that in a couple of minutes and we'll give our thoughts and feelings. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and you let me know your thoughts. It really could be, a terrible or fantastic weekend. We aren't going to get a better opportunity to capitalise on Nottingham Forest and Leeds United. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. We are 525 subscribers to be exact, away from 19,000. If you haven't already and you enjoy the content, please go down and hit that subscribe button. 90% of you who watch the content every single month have not subscribed. West Ham United play tonight against Wolves. I'll be watching that game very, very closely because if West Ham do pull away from Wolves even further, which I'm pretty sure tonight would actually may relegate Wolves. It could relegate Wolves, I think, if they lose tonight. This is how the Premier League table looks before our game against Sunderland. Now, there's been a lot of positivity around De Zerbi, and I think it should stay that way. I really, really do. I look at this West Ham game against Wolves. The pressure on us is going to be seismic in our game against Sunderland if West Ham win. And we know before, we've seen it many times, under pressured environments in the Premier League, this team hasn't performed well. We lost in a pressured environment under Crystal Palace, and we were absolutely battered by Nottingham Forest 3-0. Although, what I will say is, I actually think Tottenham will get a positive result. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but right now, based on our recent form, the fact that we've only drawn one of our last 5 games, the fact that we haven't won a Premier League game in 13, the fact that our goal difference, if we were to lose, could be worse than Leeds or Nottingham Forest, depending on how results go. So this weekend, the fact that they play Aston Villa, who won last night against Bologna 3-1, the fact that Leeds have got Manchester United, this is our time now to pull away from this relegation scrap. I think personally it will be between 38 and 40 points that will keep us up this season. And as you can see right now, Leeds United are on 33, Forest are on 32, we're on 30, and West Ham are on 29. If you look at the last 5 games, all of those teams have collected more points than we have. Leeds have got 3, Leeds have got 3, Forest have got 5, and West Ham have also got 5. If the form continues at this rate, we will get relegated. So De Zerbi has to pull something out now. We've got some difficult games coming up. The Sunderland are one of the opening 3 games we're going to have this month. Kingsley is going to be in goal, which, listen, I don't want to think about that for the moment. This is the predicted lineups coming out from FootMob. Brian Robbie, who scored at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in a 1-1 draw. They have got their starting goalkeeper, is it Roes, I think it's pronounced. He's out. Really good goalkeeper as well. Wouldn't mind taking him in the summer or Trafford. Both goalkeepers, I think, would be a huge upgrade on Kingsley because Vicario will be leaving at the end of the summer. Likely he joins Inter Milan. I don't necessarily think Van der Ven will go in at left back. I think Romero and Van der Ven will be our centre backs. And I think Udogie will be playing. Tell Sar, Archie Gray, Pedro Porro, of course, this is based on a system where Porro is playing right back. He probably won't. He'll be playing right wing back in this system. He'll probably play right back, and you probably will see someone else come in. It possibly, I mean, look at the injuries we've got. I mean, the fact that Kudus is going to be out, and look at our, we've won one of our last 5 games, and they've got 2 wins in there. Sunderland are in better form, and it's going to be a very, very tough game. They have only lost 3 home games this season. I think Bergvall and Archie Gray are going to be very, very important to this game. We just need more energy in midfield. Recently, our midfield has been dog-walked. We were dog-walked against Crystal Palace and against Nottingham Forest. Anderson had a really good game against us when we last played. That's how bad our midfield. Not saying Anderson's a bad player, but at the moment, you don't really have to be at a level to play well to beat this Tottenham team. But hopefully that changes under De Zerbi. Now, when I look at Nottingham Forest, their game against Aston Villa, I actually think Aston Villa will get something because it's at Villa Park and Aston Villa. It's actually at the City Ground, but I believe Aston Villa, a couple more wins will secure them Champions League football. Not only that, Manchester United will desperately want to beat Leeds because it's a big rivalry. That is, think of all the Eric Cantona signings years ago, the amount of upset Leeds fan when he joined United. That will be a big game, but because it's at Old Trafford, I do believe Manchester United will get the 3 points. We have to beat Sunderland, but I do think we will get a draw. If we get a win, I would be very, very, very happy. A win would actually take us, if results go the right way for us, could actually take us above Leeds United. Equally, though, if results go against us, we could be 18th this weekend. And if somehow Leeds beat United and Forest beat Villa and West Ham beat Wolves, it's unlikely that happens. But we could have a situation where West Ham go 2 points above us and Forest go 5 points above us and Leeds go 6 points above us. So it's a really, really interesting weekend. Andy Robertson, again, has been linked to a move to Tottenham. Personally, I would want a more, attacking, younger sort of fullback. I know Robertson is kind of 32 years of age now, but David Ornstein has come out and said Tottenham are in pole position to sign Andy Robertson this summer, subject to retaining Premier League status. The 32-year-old is fully focused on Liverpool, so nothing finalised, and also interest from Europe. But the Tottenham Hotspur league contender, I don't see why we're signing him. He's 32 years of age. His best days are behind him. Yes, he's a very experienced left back. Yes, he probably ticks a lot of the boxes for the club. Premier League proven, won a lot of trophies, experience. However, they're probably putting him on a 2-year deal, which means we'll be keeping him until he's 34. The fact that Liverpool are happily to let this guy go clearly tells you they don't think he's good enough for them. I guess this is how far we have fallen. We do need another left back at the end of the day, but we have, or someone that can play left-sided centre-back, more importantly. But we've brought in Sousa and we've also got Udogie. So do we really need 3 left-backs? Plus Jed Spence can play there. Unless we're going to have a mass clear-out on a lot of these players, I don't really think it's valid right now. For me, I just don't see it. Personally, I would rather, I would much rather bring in a younger, for instance, bring in a fullback from the Bundesliga or bring in a fullback from La Liga who's got a bit more pace. Robertson's legs are gone, but let's be honest, David Ornstein is one of the best in the game. And whenever he says it, 99% chance it happens. So it looks like Robertson's going to join us. He's an experienced player, but I just think we need more. My score prediction is actually going to be a 2-2 draw. I want to see a 2-2 draw. We have fight. We have resiliency. We have energy. I don't want to see a 2-2 draw where we've scraped it because it will be disappointing. But I have a feeling we might win 1-0. Sunderland don't score a huge amount of goals, but equally they don't concede a huge amount of goals. You look at their home record, it's the 9th best in the league. At home, I guess you could say that they're a lot better. 15 games played at home, 7 wins, 22 scored. Isn't huge. It's less than Fulham, it's less than Villa, it's less than Man United, Arsenal and City. It's less than Brighton, it's less than Brentford, it's less than Bournemouth, Newcastle. But they only conceded 14 goals, which our attack at the moment without Kudus, we're very limited to the wire players we can use. Odebear's done his ACL as well. So it's going to be a very interesting game. 2-2 draw, I think a lot of Spurs fans should take, but ultimately 3 points is the goal. That is the aim, because you look at the fact that we've got to play Brighton, another team that are chasing a European place. Then we play Wolves, which our record at Molineux isn't great. And then we have Aston Villa away. We've got Chelsea away coming up. Both of those teams are battling it out from Europe. And then for whatever reason, they've made that Leeds game an 8 o'clock kickoff under the lights, where, again, if results go against us, that could be another pressured game. And under previous managers, this team haven't really dealt with pressure in the Premier League. So there's a lot going against us. There's a lot going, in terms of injury news that you don't want to hear. But ultimately, we have to back this team. And fingers crossed, we get the 3 points. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. I'm out.